Hi everybody, and welcome back to this third video in the series, How to Reignite Your Creative Spark. And today I'm going to be looking at 3 practical things you can do today to help shake off that sense of being in limbo. Glad you joined me for this video. If this is the first video in the series you've watched, I would strongly recommend you look at the preceding video on how to recognize you're in limbo, because this video blog is all about reaching out to people like myself who a couple of years ago I felt very stuck, very demotivated and very unhappy where I was, and nobody else could change that for me except myself. And this video series is all about sharing practical tips and strategies on how to get out of that feeling of feeling grey, stuck, demotivated, every day, same old, and not really wanting to try anything new. So today it's the 3 tips for getting out of that place. And the first tip I'll give you is following on from the last video. If you identify with the 2 tips I discussed in that video, is there a need or wanting to change? If you've found that yes, the step 1 and step 2 apply to you, does that make you feel any way uncomfortable? Does that make you feel any way annoyed or frustrated with yourself? I know a couple of years ago when I found myself getting into improv and really enjoying it, the frustration I felt was, I really enjoy this, but I have to put it away and it goes into a box, and then I'm going back into everything else and I'm not as fulfilled. And for me, what it meant was a complete lifestyle change and a complete career change. That was what I needed to make myself happy. Now that's not the same for everybody else, but what was important there was I had that desire, I had that need, I had that frustration which said, this can't go on. I need something to change, or something has to change. I can't feel this grey, dull feeling anymore. So that's the first sign. Do you really feel uncomfortable once you have the awareness that you're in that limbo state? And that secondly, you really want something to change. The next step along the way then is what I did. Rather than making big drastic steps, because I was really comfortable in slobbing around and feeling kind of lazy in myself, was I just made minor tweaks. I took my daily routine and made minor amendments. For example, my commute to work, I started driving a different way. I started going in a separate gate to my workplace because I had 2 different gates to choose from. I started driving the long way around home. Anything that was different, because once I exposed myself to some small little bit of difference, I found that I woke up a little bit. It was like I was on autopilot. My eyes were just that slight bit closed. Once I opened myself to being stimulated by slightly different vistas, slightly different sounds, slightly different places, I started to wake up again. And I really felt that helped me a lot, and it gave me that bit of confidence to try something new and take that extra step further along the line. Even small practical things, like if you're ordering a takeaway, trying something new off the menu, it's not going to hurt, but it's that small bit of a change. Who knows, you might really like whatever it is you try. And I know it's something practically I did myself. So shaking up the routine is the second step. The third step then was, once I got to that point where I'd rearranged the routine a little bit and I found it worked for me, I then went out and started trying new things. So when I went to improv, I'd already tried various different activities, and some worked and some didn't. When I got to improv, I hated it. I hated it and I wanted to give it up. But I persevered with it, and I'm glad I did. And that's my third step for you. If you're trying something creative, and I'm a big believer in a creative outlet for everybody, that it really helps not just in expressing your creativity, but it benefits all aspects of your life. It may not be the easiest thing to attach to, because like myself, I was absolutely rubbish at improv when I started, and that fact frustrated me and I wanted to give up. And I tell you, the couch never seemed so appealing as it did at that point, but I persevered. So that's my third tip today. Try something new, something creative, and stick with it. It doesn't have to cost money. There's plenty of online courses. There's plenty of groups that meet on a regular basis where the costs to join are very small. And even if at first it doesn't feel comfortable, stick with it. Now, it may not be the right activity at the end of the day, but at least you persevered with it beyond the point where it's the lazy voice inside your head saying, can we not go home and sit down? So they're my 3 tips for the day. The next video, I'm going to be looking at breaking the psychological blocks we have to making change and embracing creativity on a long-term basis. I really want to get into those with you because I found I had to go and meet those one by one, and I can share those tips practically with you on this video to save you a lot of the time and a lot of the inconvenience I had in trying to find out different things and trying on different things. These are short, sharp videos that I feel will really help you get to that point quicker and more effectively. So until next time, thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye bye.